Liam, a 15-year-old boy, moved to an English-speaking country with his family. On his first day at school, he felt overwhelmed. The teacher asked him to introduce himself, but he froze. "I name Liam," he stammered, as the class giggled softly. The rest of the day was no better. He couldn't understand the lessons, and at lunch, he sat alone. Even the simplest interactions, like asking for directions or borrowing a pen, felt impossible. At home, Liam's parents encouraged him to practice English, but he was too frustrated. "Why do I have to learn this?" he muttered angrily. Deep down, however, he wanted to fit in. He just didn't know where to start. The weeks dragged on, and Liam's frustration grew. In group activities, his classmates often excluded him, assuming he couldn't contribute. During lunch, he overheard a boy whisper, "Why is he even here if he can't speak English?" Liam pretended not to hear, but the comment stayed with him. Mrs. Taylor, his English teacher, noticed his struggle. After class one day, she handed him a small workbook and said, "Try a little each day, Liam. Start with the basics." That evening, Liam reluctantly opened the workbook. The first exercises were simple, matching words with pictures, but they gave him a small sense of achievement. For the first time, Liam felt there might be a way forward. One day, Maria, a girl fluent in both English and Liam's native language, noticed him sitting alone at lunch. "Want to sit with us?" she asked. Liam hesitated, but said yes. Maria became his first friend and a mentor. She introduced him to simple ways to practice English, like labeling objects with sticky notes and watching cartoons with subtitles. They played word games during breaks, and Maria helped him correct his pronunciation without making him feel embarrassed. Her support gave Liam the courage to try speaking more often, even if he made mistakes. One day, she challenged him to order food at the cafeteria in English. Nervously, Liam said, "Can I have a sandwich, please?" The cashier understood, and Maria cheered. "See? You can do it." That small moment marked the start of Liam's growing confidence. Mrs. Taylor announced a trip to the Science Museum, where students would need to ask questions about the exhibits. Maria encouraged Liam to prepare in advance. Together, they practiced the question, "How does this machine work?" over and over. At the museum, Liam hesitated but eventually raised his hand. "How does this machine work?" he asked nervously. The guide smiled warmly and explained. Liam's classmates didn't laugh. Instead, they nodded in approval. That evening, Liam felt proud. For the first time, he had used English in a real-world situation and succeeded. He realized that small victories like this could lead to bigger achievements. Maria suggested Liam start reading short storybooks to improve his vocabulary. His first book was The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Though it felt childish, Liam found it helpful. He circled unfamiliar words, looked them up, and practiced saying them out loud. Reading quickly became a daily habit. Each night, Liam spent 30 minutes with a book, slowly progressing to more complex stories like Charlotte's Web. One day, he realized he could understand an entire paragraph without translating it into his native language. This breakthrough gave him a new sense of independence. Reading not only improved his vocabulary but also helped him feel more comfortable with the language overall. Mrs. Taylor invited Liam to join the school's English club, where students practiced through skits and debates. Liam was hesitant at first, but he decided to give it a try. His first activity was a skit about a bakery, where he had to say, "Can I have a loaf of bread, please?" He practiced the line tirelessly with Maria until he got it right. On the day of the performance, Liam's hands shook, but he delivered his line clearly. The audience clapped, and his classmates high-fived him afterward. The experience showed Liam that mistakes were okay and that effort was more important than perfection. The English club soon became one of his favorite parts of school. One day, Jake, a boy who had once teased Liam, approached him. "Do you play soccer?" he asked. Nervously, Liam replied, "Yes, I play with my friends before." It wasn't perfect, but Jake smiled and invited him to join their after-school game. Liam played well, scoring a goal, and his teammates cheered. Over time, Jake and other classmates began talking to him more. These conversations, though simple, boosted Liam's confidence. He realized that communication wasn't about perfect grammar, it was about connection. From that point on, Liam no longer felt like an outsider. As his confidence grew, so did his academic performance. In a history class, Mrs. Taylor assigned a presentation on a topic of each student's choice. Liam chose the Great Wall of China and worked hard to prepare. On the day of the presentation, Liam stood in front of the class, nervous but determined. "Today, I will talk about the Great Wall of China," he began. His voice was steady, and he made it through without stumbling. When he finished, the class clapped, and Mrs. Taylor said, "Excellent work, Liam. You've made amazing progress." This moment marked the culmination of months of effort, proving to Liam that he was capable of more than he'd ever imagined. A few months later, a new student, Ahmed, joined the school. Ahmed spoke very little English and often sat alone. Remembering his own experiences, Liam approached him. "Hi, I'm Liam. Want to sit with us?" he offered. Over time, Liam became a mentor to Ahmed, teaching him the techniques he had learned from Maria, labeling objects, reading simple books, and practicing daily conversations. He even lent Ahmed his old workbook, saying, "This helped me a lot. It can help you too." Helping Ahmed reminded Liam of how far he had come. It wasn't just about learning English anymore. It was about building connections and giving back. Years later, Liam reflected on his journey. He had not only mastered English, but also gained confidence, friendships, and a love for learning. Inspired by his own experiences, he decided to become an English teacher, helping students who faced the same struggles he once did. On his first day as a teacher, Liam smiled at his nervous students and said, "I know how you feel. I've been where you are. But trust me, you can do this. One step at a time." Liam's story became a symbol of perseverance and hope, showing that with determination and support, anyone could overcome the challenges of learning a new language. All right, please answer the question. 1. Why did Liam feel overwhelmed on his first day at the new school? 2. What small step did Liam take after receiving the workbook from Mrs. Taylor? 3. How did Maria help Liam improve his English? 4. What was Liam's first question in English during the museum trip? 5. How did Liam's confidence grow after joining the English club? 6. What inspired Liam to become a mentor to Ahmed? Please leave your answers in the comments below and see how much your listening has improved.